I'm trying to find out where I can put the people that are watching and see comments, and I don't know where to see comments. Let's see if I can expand this down. Uh, Top fans is on. That's nice. All right, so today what I want to do is I want to talk for a few minutes, just something light here with Around the Cabin. My name is Rich, and I want to talk to you a little bit about civil unrest that's going on here in the United States. And it could be going on in your part of the world also. I don't know where you're at, but a good day to you. I hope you're all doing well. I hope everybody's having a wonderful day. The civil unrest here in the United States is becoming prominent because of political things that are going on. I'm not going to get into all that politics. I'm not a political person. What I'm more concerned is your well-being and the things that you are doing. Uh, so I would start off with things that we always need for, and we're talking about civil unrest, things you would have in your vehicle, both. Number one would be water, the drinkable, potable water. I would want to get water in, and I would say get water as small bottles of water, not gallons, not 55 gallon barrel of water. What I like to do when I store water is I store small drinkable water. So about the size of my cup, about 24 ounces, 12, 24 ounces bottles of water that way. Because if one of them leaks, they don't all, if one of them goes bad, they don't all go bad. If you have 55 gallons and it goes bad, well, then you've got 55 gallons of bad water. So for anywhere between $4 and $6 usually at the grocery store at this point in time, I can buy like 25 bottles of water, and buy those bottles like one a week. And the wife and I don't go through that much water, and we just keep storing and storing. So you buy one or two, and then you use one, you buy one or two and you use one, so now you've got two extras. It's kind of like what Hood's Woods used to put out, my friend Karen, and she was in charge of copy canning. That is where you buy two of everything and you use one, and the next week you buy two more of the same thing, and then you slowly increase your storage. We'll talk about storage and stuff on a later date. But so get some water in there, because you're going to need water. You're going to need water for drinking. You're going to need water for cleaning. You're going to need water for flushing your toilets. You're going to need water for taking a PTA bath, if you know what that is. You're going to need water, if the water shuts down or something. Also, it's easier to grab cases of water and throw them in your car to go somewhere than it is to grab a 55-gallon drum, which is 400 and some odd pounds, 500 pounds, to move. So water is going to be important. Food, keeping extra food that you don't have to necessarily cook, or food that is easy to cook over just heat. You just got to heat it up. Could be a fire, could be, an electric burner, could be a kerosene burner, could be anything like that to heat up a can of food or whatever to cook food. So having some food stored up. In your vehicle for food, you want to have some snacks, some things that are going to last a long time, crackers and other stuff. If you have children, you're going to want to keep those children happy. And trust me, being able to feed them, even some sweets. I have sugar problems, so not only do I have my medication, but I also sometimes carry, well, I always carry suckers and chocolate bars, things like that, so I can get that immediate sugar hit if I need it. Now, medication. You're going to need medication. You need to have medication on you. Depending where you are in your laws in a vehicle, you may have to take a bottle with you. So I carry a man purse. I really do. I carry a man purse. I admit it. Could be anything from a fanny pack to bigger, depending on where I'm going. Could be a small briefcase. I have a really nice small briefcase I carry. I carry my medications, and I save the old bottles. Save the old bottles. This is important. When you get your new bottles, you take a little bit of that medication and put it in the old bottle that you're going to take with you on a trip. So 1 or 2 days worth, or whatever you're going to take with you and have on hand, and you build up and you do whatever you're going to do with your medications. And some of us don't take our medications like we should. That's a lot of us. That's most of us actually don't take our medications like I should. So you have one or two extra pills that you can put in your old pill bottle that has your name and prescription and everything on it that is legal for the police, and you put that in your vehicle bag with just a couple of those things and rotate them and go that way. Now, I got a couple of thumbs up and 2 visitors. I don't know if anybody's talking to me because I don't know how to set this new version of YouTube up, and I don't see anybody speaking at the bottom. So you'll have to forgive me if I'm not answering a question to you or whatever, because so far I don't know how to make it so that people can see me talking, but I have to look that up. Other things you want to have in your vehicle and at home is the appropriate attire. So if it's cold, you're going to want to have, stuff to stay warm, clothes to stay warm, blankets, other things like that, and putting a blanket or two in the car for people to keep warm under. I don't know how your car's set up. Can the wife scoot over on a bench seat to you, or do you have 2 bucket seats, and do you need 2 blankets because that console in the middle keeps you from huddling together? Do you have a back seat that you guys can crawl in together and crawl under 1 blanket and keep warm? However, you're going to keep body heat going and things like that going on there. So you're going to need those kind of things in the vehicle, something to keep warm, keep everybody warm. It's in there. Pets, that's a whole nother option, isn't it? You have pet food, you have water for the pets. Do you take your pets with you? I know some people that religiously take their pets with them when they leave the house, and the pets travel with them. So make sure you have food and water in the car and a bowl and other stuff for your pets. Okay? And then your pets are going to have to go to the bathroom. And I know you are all, everybody who's watching me, everybody who watches this video is a very responsible pet owner and has bags to pick up their pet poo and dispose of it later, because you're all that kind of people. I know you are. So having those things in mind is always a great thing to have with you. Now, you're going to have the pets, the kids, all that stuff taken care of. You're going to have something for everybody. You're not going to do this for yourself. You're going to do it for everybody in your family. You're going to have those extra things in there. So in the bags that we have in the vehicles and the bags we have at home to go, we have a hospital bag too that's set up for us. We usually just have sweats, in the vehicle for extra clothing. And, in the summertime, we have shorts. But we usually leave a set of sweats in there because even in the summertime, if you went to the hospital, you know how cold they keep those hospitals? That's right. And the older I get, the colder it is in the hospital. It really is. I think they do it on purpose just because I showed up. Oh, Rich is here. Let's turn down the thermostat. I think they do that on purpose. Anyway, so with those things going on, I want you to think about those things. Now, of course, there are things that we would take with us that we would have, like to open up food. If you had canned food with you, you need to have a can opener, and preferably not an electric one. Okay, something to think about. Also, you're going to want to have, a can opener in the car, a bottle opener in the car, a wine bottle opener in the car. I don't know what you carry for yourself to have, in your vehicle. It's up to you, but you need to have an opener for everything. All right, so something to think about. Not that you're going to come across that, lonely wine bottle on the side of the highway when you're stuck with all the people that are rioting and looting and stuff. But civil unrest is something to keep in your mind. Now, as far as weapons go, that is an individual choice. Some of you are comfortable with a weapon, and some of you are not. And I'm not going to go down that slippery slope of what you carry, what you might carry. Okay? What you should carry, what you should not carry. That is all a personal choice that you would do there. So that is up to you. Once again, I cannot see anybody chatting in the chat room. I don't know how to set this up yet to see the chat, and I am very sorry about that. Thank you for those that are watching. I love you all. I appreciate it. Think about what you would have or need at your house. And we'll get into stocking and doing other stuff in different videos. But right now, I see the civil unrest stuff is in the news, just in your face so much. I wanted to touch on these things. Do you need a knife? Well, my personal opinion, and I can only give you my personal feelings, is I always have a pocket knife on me. That's just the way I am. I always have a pocket knife. I always have a lighter. The lighter is always a Bic. I always carry a Bic lighter. And I always carry a pocket knife, whether it's a folding knife or a small straight knife. It doesn't have to be. We're talking civil unrest. It does not have to be your super survival whatever knife, okay? But remember this. our friend Willie Wells. If you guys remember years ago when I did aroundthecabin.com, and I'm getting back to that, if Willie Wells from Louisiana, Willie Wells said it the best. The knife you have on you at the moment of survival becomes your survival knife. Don't care if it's a $2 knife. Don't care if it's a broken piece of glass. Don't care if it's $1,000,000 knife. The knife you have on you at the moment of survival becomes your survival knife. And any knife that you have beats using your finger. Boy, the truest words I have ever heard about a survival knife, right there from Willie Wells. So God bless you, Willie. I hope you're still with us. I haven't talked to Willie in years. I hope he's still around, him and his wife and the dogs, and everybody's doing good down there in Louisiana on Willie Wells Road. That's right. So if you're down there in Louisiana and you find Willie Wells Road, you go to the end and you'll find Willie Wells. That's how you find him. Now, just so you guys know, I'm going to reach over here. And this happens to be the one I hang out by my bed most of the time. This is a $25 knife from Amazon. It is a, should I say knockoff? It's a little bit bigger than an Essie, but it is very much like an Essie knife. What I wanted was a paring knife on steroids, and that's what I got. It is no bigger than a paring knife. It just has a really comfortable big handle and a very small blade. It's like 2.5, 3 inch, about 3 inch long blade. That works for a daily carry, or right here by my bed. I have knives all over the house because I'm crazy like that. But this is one that I got and tested for quite a while on my own because I wanted to see how it would work. And it slices and dices and does very good. The thicker the blade, how do I put this? I don't want to say it's rougher to chop with, but it's a thicker, a blade that goes like this has to push more things out of the way. It has to split more. It has to cut more. Whether you're cutting carrots or wood, it doesn't matter. It has to cut through more. So the thinner the blade, okay, the thinner the V on that blade from the blade point or blade tip, should I say, the bottom of the blade to the back of the blade, okay, the closer this is, the easier it is to slice with. Now, yes, that will make an easier knife to break because you can twist it and break it and do other things with it. But think about your best slicing knife in the kitchen. They're usually very thin. The one that you use to bone with or crack through things, or let's say you're going to chop something up really heavy, that's usually a thicker, heavier knife, right? Or it could be even a cleaver, chop through stuff because you want to whack it apart. So you think about those things with a knife. Anyway, with doing knife stuff or carrying a knife, I always carry a knife. I always carry a lighter so I can make fire. I can keep things warm. I can do other stuff. And using your knife, I use a knife every day. I'm cutting something, slicing something. I'm over at the garage. I'm cutting a hose off something, or cutting a belt, or opening the packages, or whatever it is. I'm always using a knife. I always find that. And just a simple folding pocket knife. Really, I use most of the time, honest to God, and you guys know me, people that know me, I have all kinds of knives. Over at the garage, I use a razor knife, which I always carry on me. I always carry a razor knife, and I always carry another knife. So I actually have two blades on me all the time. So I have a razor knife that I carry with me, and I have a really cheap Walmart knife because if I break it or leave it in a car or something like that, I don't worry about it. So I have that on me most of the day when I'm at work. When I'm not at work, I'm not working on something. Well, I shouldn't say work because I don't really work, but oversee and give comments and things like that. But when I'm not there at the workshop, I am carrying usually a better knife on me at that point in time. So things to think about, things to have with you. Could be a small bag that you take with you. I did learn one thing from a Delta Ranger. And people that know me know a lot of military people. So he said carry bear spray for civil unrest in his vehicle and red smoke. a canister that makes red smoke. And I said, okay, why red smoke? He said, because it matches the color of bear spray. You pop the red smoke, and people will rush around your car. You pop the red smoke, and they get confused in the red smoke. And then when you spray them with the bear spray, most bear sprays are red in color. So they don't see the bear spray against the smoke. And I'm like, that's genius. I like that. So he carries in his vehicle big can of bear, big can with a big black handle on it. You squeeze like a paint can squeezer thing, big can of bear spray. He carries a big can on his side and a big can on his wife's side, and a couple of red smokes, so they can either open the sunroof and throw the red smoke out, or open a window on the side and toss the container, pop it and throw it out the window. I thought that was brilliant. Now, do you need to carry red smoke? Do you need to carry bear spray? Probably not. But if you're, those kind of people, then carry one. It's up to you. What you carry is all up to you. I'm not telling you have to have this stuff. I'm telling you this is what I would carry, and I'm trying to encourage you. I mean, having the blanket in the car, that's just winter sense, right? In case you break down, you can keep warm. And some water, some food, some candy, some stuff to keep the kids busy, things like that. Well, maybe you're going to be stuck in traffic in this civil unrest. Maybe you're not going to be up front where it's happening. Maybe you're going to be a mile back and stuck in traffic. What the heck is going on? Why can't I go anywhere? The civil unrest stuff's going on. You don't know. You also might want to have this stuff in your home, like I said, because you don't know if the power is going to go out, the water is going to go out. Somebody's going to hit a pole. Somebody's going to chop a pole down. Somebody's going to do something stupid. You're not going to be able to go out of your house because maybe they're protesting near your home and you don't feel safe going out there on the front porch. Things like that. Now, my wife is fully disabled, and us going out on the front porch to watch the civil unrest go by is not going to be a smart thing. I might stand in my window and watch it go by, but I'm not going to be out there involved where I could get hit by something, hopefully. So I might hide in a corner and look around the window and go, oh, look at the crazies out there. But, those kind of things going on. But having those things in your house, or having those things in your vehicle, or even on your person, which is another reason why I carry my little man bag, is because I usually have a drink with me. And no, not that kind of drink, but, a regular drink with me, a water or juice, soda, something like that. I always have snacks. I always have some candy on me because of my blood sugar. I have my medications I take with me when I go out in the day. And, I carry a few extra things because of my wife's condition. I have some bandage stuff and other things like that. It's another reason why I carry a man purse, because I have some medical supplies that I need to keep with me just in case something goes on with the wife. So I have more problems than you probably have that I have to look out at. But I also have the benefit, if I have the wife with me, we either have her wheelchair or her transportation chair, which has bags on it that I can put stuff in and carry things. I don't have to carry a big backpack and all that stuff. So they make bags that go on the back of the wheelchair, and we just move it from one chair to the other, and it works out great. We can put our drinks down in there. I can hang my man bag off the back of her stuff, and I can keep the other things there that I need to, and she can keep things there that she needs to in her purse and stuff like that. So you need to plan these things out and have these ideas. If you get caught on foot, if you get caught at another location, if you get caught, because maybe you're at the bank and this goes on and you're stuck in the bank for a couple of hours. You see what I'm saying? Maybe you're at the grocery store and this goes on. They're not going to give you free groceries while you're stuck in a grocery store. Hey, I'm going to take this free drink. I mean, if it's a really cool grocery store, they might, but you need to think about these things. Always have some cash on you. Cash is king. Cash gets you out of problems. You got a problem, you're driving in your vehicle and you get stuck for 2 hours in a traffic jam, and that can happen. You need fuel. Sometimes the electric's out. You can't go use your credit card. If you happen to be able to get fuel while the electric's out at an old fuel station, that can do that. Having cash, getting food, getting other things done. You can do that with cash. Cash is king. Think about that. No, don't carry silver quarters and gold bullion and this, that, and the other. Carry some cash, maybe $80 in cash, maybe $100 in cash. Carry some cash, and carry it in multiple denominations. Don't just carry $10, $20 bills. Carry singles, carry fives, carry other stuff. I mean, just the other day, I had a junk guy going down the street in front of the garage. I stopped him. Hey, you got anything good for sale? Well, he had big C-clamp and a military shovel that he was going to go over and scrap. I bought them both for $5. So I got a big C-clamp off of him that we sprayed some PB Blaster on and some other stuff and got it to work. And the military shovel I got in the other room, I haven't even messed with it, but I sprayed it down with some PB Blaster and it should twist and fold back up. It's just an old wood handle jobber. $5, because I had cash. He doesn't carry a credit card machine with him. So these things happen. You run across the yard sale, you run across other stuff. Have cash. Hey, I need a hotel room. There's going crazy out there, this, that, and the other. Maybe a little bit of cash will help you. Maybe you got to use a credit card. Now, $60 for a hotel room. Okay, it's not a great hotel room, trust me, but $60 gets you a hotel room sometimes. So, these are things that would benefit you to have with you at all point in times. Little cash around the house, because you may have to walk down to the corner store or a small place. Things like that. Good shoes. If you are traveling, and I said this at Expo 1,000 years ago when we were at Expo. I mean, there was like 40 of us on a panel. Me and Jim Cobb, and Dave Canterbury, and just Craig Caudill, and just everybody was there. And we were having a blast at the Expo. And it was down here in Kentucky. And I'm in Kentucky, in case you wondered. And we went down the line talking about different things we have in survival situations. And the one thing I mentioned was shoes. Everybody look at your feet. 9/11 happened. The people that walked out of there that were doing good are them women that carried the gym shoes. Because some of them had to walk for miles. And you're not going to do that in high heels, honey. I mean, it's going to destroy your legs. Trust me. Your feet are going to be hurting. It's going to be rough. Any woman who walks around in high heels knows that for a fact. So I got 4 daughters and a wife, and trust me, gym shoes, work boots, things like that. Good, sturdy, solid shoes that you can walk for a long time in. Now, you businessmen used to walking around in some brogues or some other stuff like that. That's great. That's wonderful shoes. But the women need to think about their feet too. Because it ain't all just to make your butt look good with high heels. You need to wear and have with you some shoes to change into if you have to walk out of wherever you're at. So these are small things. A head cover, a dust mask, a dust cover. I am big into baklavas, and I like the cloth, what are they called? Buffs. Buffs, the head thing. It's just a tube. You can wear it over your head. You can wear it over your face. You can pull it up and make a mask out of it. You can make a hat and mask out of it. Put it around your neck. I always have 2 or 3 of those in my I have 2 of them in my man bag. I have 1 of them in my jacket pocket. I have, different places. I have some of them stashed. I have some of them stashed over in my work bag. I have some of them stashed here, there, and everywhere. Things to think about for dust and things that would get in there, or cold or other stuff that you would have. Little things. Like I said, the medications are a big part. The food, the water, the able to keep warm, able to keep dry. Okay, how are you going to keep dry? Going to want to have that with you. Have an umbrella, have a poncho, have a garbage bag. Just going to make a hole so you can breathe, all right? But whatever to keep dry. Just get out of it, go into a business, go into a place, sit down, have a coffee, find a bistro, whatever. Just get away from it. The other thing is, when the stuff starts going crazy, and I don't care. And you know what? If you're protesting against something you believe in, I'm all for you. That is your right as a person here in the United States. And remember, I'm talking about the United States. I said that at the beginning. If you have the right to protest, and I am all for your right to protest. Not that I have to listen to you protest. Not that I have to like what you protest. Not that I have to care what you protest. But you have the right to protest. And I will defend your right to protest, because that is an American right. Whether I think you're right or wrong is another story, but your right to protest is an American right. But when it starts getting stupid, the best thing you can do is go away. When they start spraying people, hitting people, arresting people, shooting at people, whatever they're going to do at people, it's best if you're not one of the people, okay? You want to get out of that situation and get away from that. So if you're caught up in that, let's say you walk out the bistro and 200 people are out there protesting and you just came through a different entrance and come out of the mall or come through a building or whatever, and you come downstairs from work and you walk out front and there's 200 people in the street protesting. Well, now's to find out, do you have a back entrance you can walk out of? Turn around and go back. Go the other way. You know, don't walk out there into that. Don't get caught up in that. You don't have, even if you believe about what they're protesting, if they're doing stupid stuff, get away from it. If you're not dressed for the protest, don't be in the protest. If you're not one of the participants in the protest, don't be in the protest. If you are, and stuff gets stupid, get away from the protest. But that's all your right. Civil unrest could mean a lot of different things. Civil unrest could be a lot of different scenarios. And we cannot sit down and say, I would do this in this scenario, and it covers everything. It doesn't. It never will. Just like a survival situation. And at that point, if somebody's shooting or things go crazy, it might become a survival situation. You cannot prepare for every survival situation. You have to prepare yourself, your mindset, and that's a big thing that most people don't talk about, is their mindset of what could happen and what you would do. Think about these things, and your best bet is to get as far away from this stuff as you can. Okay, so if you're stuck in the traffic jam and that right turn comes up, you might want to take that right turn. Don't know where it goes. I'll figure that out later, but it gets me out of this line of where I'm going, where everybody else is going, and there seems to be a problem. I'm going to go the other way. So even if you're walking, why are all these people here? What the heck is going on? No, I'll walk down to this intersection. This is terrible. No, I'm going to turn around and go back. I'll find another way around. Hey, Grandma, I'm not visiting today. There's a problem going on toward your place. I hope you're doing good, but I'm not walking down that way. Things you need to think about, choices you need to make. We can prepare ourselves, our body, and the things that we carry with us for a lot of different scenarios, but not for every one of them. But your mind is the best thing to carry with you for civil unrest. Your brains. Do you want to be caught up in that? Can you get away from it? How hard is it going to be to get away and get around and other stuff? Once again, I see the people watching. Thank you very much for watching. This is probably my second attempt at a live stream in the last few years. And I have not figured out how to turn on the stuff at the bottom. It tells me what you guys are doing or what you guys are saying. I cannot see that. I have not figured out how to turn that on yet. In the comments, leave a comment. Tell me what I need to push here while I'm doing videos to make it so that I can see your comments, because I don't know how at this point in time. But I thank you for each one of you watching. I thank you for your comments. I thank you for other stuff, and I will try to address those when I get done here in just a few minutes. I'm just doing this short one. This is about 30 minutes. This is 29.20 seconds. 29 minutes, 29 seconds. And I will get back with you guys on some later comments and stuff. My first attempt at coming back from aroundthecabin.com. It's been quite a few years since I broadcasted and did other things. I'm on my phone at this point in time. I do have the old computer brought up and the things brought back out. I have some work to do on that computer. And because it costs money and we're doing other stuff. But for the next few videos, I'll probably be doing it just on the phone and hopefully talking to you guys. Seems like the phone is quite popular doing videos. Now, I know I have this thing going on, with the phones. It appears that a lot of people watch phones. Next time I do a video, I think I'm going to try it horizontal, and maybe that will show up better for you all on computers and other things. I don't know if that will do anything for that, but I greatly appreciate you all watching, your comments, the people that have given me a couple of thumbs up. I see 2 of them so far. Thank you very much. Love to you all. I hope you all have a peaceful, blessed, wonderful day, as always. I hope you're all doing well. And if you're a friend of mine, I hope you're doing especially well. Uh, I like to tell everybody that I love them, because that is what we should be doing when we tell people hello and hi and all that stuff. What we're really saying is we love you. And there needs to be more love in this world than all the hatred and the bigotry and the craziness that goes on. That's my philosophy on it. I'm getting old, and I'm trying to get my brownie points in so I can go to heaven. No, peace and love to everybody. Hey, I hope you're all doing great, and I will catch up and we'll talk about this more at a later time. So 30 minutes, 31 minutes, that's long enough. All right, I'm going to end this. Y'all have a great day. Let's see if I can get out of here without screwing everything up.